Well, then just...
This is not my kind of stream.
Exilus has joined the party.
I can't sing much more of that, which is unfortunate.
Because we want to get monetized?
Yeah, because it's monetized.
Alright.
This, see, the dean... Okay, so no swearing for 1 minute. I'm going to set a thing. But this is, like, the podcast of this is monetized. The streams themselves are not.
No, because it's adult content.
Yeah, so...
Streaming is fun.
Whoa, here we go.
Yeah.
I need my clock. I know that it's... I need my clock. I know that it's been... Okay, starting the timer right now. Boom. Hanya. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Shall we community tab? Shall we community tab and news this?
News it. Hashtag news it. I'm not gonna.
Hashtag nya, motherfucker.
Jade!
Oh.
Jade!
Look, it's in my
24 seconds!
It's in my blood.
24 seconds!
It's in my blood.
I didn't even swear.
I didn't even notice.
Jade!
Do we have to restart now?
No.
What card is that?
Ow, I
fun
bit my
part
tongue.
is like a lot of YouTubers have just stopped trying because it doesn't work.
It's just one
can.
minute.
It's
all.
my job.
Just 1 minute. No, your job is not to swear.
No, it is.
1 minute. Hello, everybody. Just one.
Just
One whole minute.
Just 1 minute, please.
I don't think I.
I am watching the chat.
Cut to ad break. Cut to ad break.
Ah!
Does it tell you how long we've been live? Because you didn't start the timer till a while.
Started streaming 2 minutes ago. Oh my god.
I don't know where. Okay, this is annoying. They removed that button. Are you serious, YouTube? Are you stupid? Where?
What button?
Okay. They removed the share button from the
Share button?
For the stream from the
Oh,
live stream
share
like, thing, yeah.
I thought you said chair, as in like you need to sit in it. I was like, what?
Relevant spot is running.
Yes. Okay. Stream froze for a second, but don't mind that. All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome everybody to Talking Gods, where we sit down and talk about things that happened during the Walking Gods campaign of actors and axes.
Actors and X's.
I'm going to pop out the chat. Yeah, just gonna pop out the chat so that I can see the chat.
What's up, everybody? I'm also doing that too.
Yeah. Alright, I can see the chat now. Hello, everybody. So, this is the podcast where we go and we talk about what happened during the live stream. If you didn't see it, this could be a good way to get an understanding for what's going on without watching the full thing. As well. Mr. Amazing, are you here?
Oh, jeez, I ran out of mints.
No, I'm not here.
Oh, okay, cool. You're just avoiding my community tab request. I see how it is. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
He's avoiding just being here.
Here, back.
All right.
Same with
so...
I'm sad now.
I didn't see it. Okay.
I'm so sad.
Well, we're gonna
For what
talk
reason?
about the session.
I
So-
ran out of my mints.
Oh, no.
Poor chicken. Poor chicken's out of
Oh, good job. Yes, hello. So basically, yesterday we did the first session of Actors and Axes.
My toes got cold. I had to put my slippers on.
Okay, the first session of Actors and Axes, which was a pretty good length session. We took the break.
6 hours.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna have to get used to that. You should maybe stop the recording on break. Oh, or just remember to hit record.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
I just got water on me. No.
Yay, my next.
Alright, so, bye, Midax.
Bye, my next.
Oh,
Hey,
bye,
Midax.
Midax!
I think he's having problems.
He might be. So, welcome everybody.
Bye,
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 Midax.
Midax. I do not have the character art pulled up, but it's in the thumbnail.
Hi, my next.
Just look at the thumbnail.
Yeah, just look at the thumbnail.
I think
So thank you, Signworks. Thank you, Signworks,
Yes.
for doing that art.
Science.
There are
Oh my god.
They are
It's
so great.
beautiful.
It's so beautiful. We got the
Love
color.
So much.
So amazing. But yeah, so considering this is the first time, I do have some questions of my own.
Oh.
No.
To ask, because I want
No.
to ask hard questions and be mean.
Yes.
As well as we do have a couple.
Max,
Otherwise, hello.
I saw the green line across here.
Ah.
Oh, I hear sound.
He's
He's finally
talking.
managed to get my headphones to work.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I do not have a drink.
Yeah, I was not getting my audio to come through.
That's empty,
so.
isn't it?
don't
I
think it's
shouldn't
empty.
have eaten
Oh,
those freaking
sweet.
things.
Nice.
I really shouldn't have eaten mints.
No, you should not. We're
Now
not,
I have
we're not
spicy
asking
mouth.
chat anything. Chat can ask us things on
Yes.
topic.
Yeah.
If
If-
they
Yeet.
so choose.
It's like it's.
We
similar
can also
to
look at the.
If anybody's
Yeah.
seen.
I'm not
Look at
expecting
the
us to get many, as we
from
literally just
Critical
started.
Role.
And
Yeah.
we literally just started. I'm not expecting much of a following. It's just good to do this early so that we can get used to it and have a talking place.
Yeah. We can also.
Well, of course
look
not. You
at the
didn't watch it,
server.
Salt. So.
Yeah.
Even though it was really good, and you should have.
Since you're watching the chat, I will.
Anything preferably on topic with Actors and Axes, if you watched it.
If you have seen anything of other
Of the- yeah,
campaigns and
yeah.
you really want something to know from the other campaigns, you can also act.
Yeah, other
also
campaigns would work.
act-
But
Yeet.
What is
But mainly
the name of our
Eris.
other podcast? The Daily Struggle.
Daily Struggle
Yeah.
podcast.
So
yeah.
next Daily Struggle episode, you can ask us literally anything.
Oh, I have. Lols.
Whenever.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
So
I
my
do
question.
have a legitimate question about the campaign right now.
You do.
Yes.
Do you?
What's
Go.
smarter, Rooksy or her
That's
beloved
not a
Rox?
legitimate
That's
question.
not. No,
That's why I
alright.
deleted that question, because it's rude, and you shouldn't be mean to people.
Yeah. I got.
But
a
that's
strike
Minax. He's always
because
rude.
I
Yeah.
asked a rude question.
Because I will strike you.
Yeah.
I touch a span of 3 seconds, put it
Oh,
on in
wait,
the
you
background,
haven't
and do
already
something else.
Wait, you mean you haven't already done it? I already gave him that strike.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
Salt,
we need to
put it
address
on in the
the
background and play a video game. Do something else.
I forgot that I still have Michael muted, so I gotta go and fix that.
Oh, that's funny. So,
Because I'm used to sitting in the
Um,
room with
I guess I'll start with
Yeah.
the questions that we got on
There we go.
Discord.
Hi, Michael.
But do you,
Yeah,
do
start
you
with
want to
those.
have a question to us? Because you were like, I want to do some hard hitting questions.
I'll do that. I'll do that in a bit. I'll do that in a
We
bit.
gotta start off
Alright.
easy.
You can do it after the talk if you want to, Selja, after Talking Gods. So I do like how Chicken gave a really good question.
Oh
For a
no.
certain somebody, but I think he said be right back. You might be coming back by now.
Wait, what?
Oh, you are back. Cool.
Yay.
I've been back.
Yeah, why? So question number 1 from Chicken, who's in this call. Why is Akio so
For the
suspicious all the
meme.
time?
Yeah.
Or would you be suspicious if people were looking for you for some odd reason?
They're looking for you.
Some odd
For
reason.
some odd reason. That's
I
the
mean,
question,
you only think he's acting suspicious because you just met him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You also called him a liar, which is like,
No.
never lied. I just told a half truth.
Yeah, I know. I don't lie. I just
Lie
don't tell
by
the full truth.
omission.
Yeah, lie by omission. Alright. From Evil, why does Ruxie like rocks so much? What led her to developing such a fascination during her life?
Well, she was a failed merchant who sold rocks. Basically. Uh, and she got very obsessive because they were so shiny. So,
So
she
by
created
selling
that
rocks-
obsession over time.
By selling rocks, do you mean, did you sell ore or crystals?
I mean, crystals and ores are kind of like rocks.
Well, yeah.
So
like, they're a specific kind of rock. So is that what you
Everything.
mean by rock? Is that what you sold?
specifically shiny rocks, though.
Well, technically speaking, usually if it's shiny, it's actually a mineral, not a rock.
True.
Yeah.
I mean,
The only difference
technically,
being that rocks are multiple minerals stuck together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so failed merchant, went to go, sell the rocks, failed. Why do you think Ruxie failed?
Because she was too obsessive over it, which caused customers to go away and such.
Alright, so lack of charisma and lack of wanting to sell. Gotcha.
Yes, basically.
Too much
charisma, yeah. Didn't want to sell the actual nice rocks.
The thing is,
Gotcha.
Ruxie's really charismatic, so Ruxie would be good at selling
Yeah.
things, if not for having the intelligence of 7.
Yeah.
Hence
Alright.
the question, is Ruxie actually smarter than the rocks?
That is true. Oh, that's another thing. Aramorn's
She has a
stats
thick skull.
changed. So for the entire first stream, he had his old stats.
Yeah,
Yup.
That's
Aramorn's
funny.
new stats are...
That was his fault.
Yeah,
Well, that's because his
because
original stat
Aramorn's-
line was really bad.
Like, it was... when you have solid 10s across the board, it's worse than having 2 low stats, so...
Yeah. So,
And now I have 2 15s and a 20, though, so...
alright, I think this is a question for me, but, Madeline asks, who will cry first?
Me.
depends.
Whoever I want to mess with.
I have
Whoever
a
I
feeling
want to
you'll
hurt.
lose to me.
Like, if I had to take a guess, like, based on characters, Ruxie seems to have the most emotion, so...
Yeah.
It's either Ruxie or Ren.
From a person standpoint,
think
which
Jade.
person can I make cry? Probably Jade.
I think Jade. Let's
Do
be
not
honest,
make me
Jade's
cry.
I'd actually
really
go for either
emotional.
Chicken or Trevor.
Alright.
I
I
have
am
never seen
very
Trevor
emotional.
Cry, honestly.
I am very emotional.
Honestly, I'm just gonna say this: if anyone can last 26 sessions or more,
It'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll
it'll be
fine.
good.
I
Yeah.
cried for fucking 4 sessions.
Yeah.
I know.
Alright, another question. Aramorn. Why is Aramorn so...
Edgy.
Not edgy, no. Why is Aramorn so outright with his hatred of his homeland? Why, like, he doesn't try to hide it?
Oh.
I mean, the thing about Accident is it's really easy to get other people to hate it, so there's no reason to hide it.
Alright, that's true. So Aramorn feels like he's surrounded by allies.
There's no reason to hide that you want to burn Accident to the ground, so why bother hiding it? It just makes people think you're hiding something that's actually worth hiding. If you
Alright.
hide things that aren't worth hiding.
Did he get really quiet for anyone else?
He got really quiet for me for a second.
Yeah.
Who?
You got really quiet.
It might be because I actually put my thumb over the mic or something.
Okay.
Ooh.
Who Liam asks, who is the
Oh, no.
strongest character?
Oh shit! I have to look.
I
Back
think
at
that's
my-
Aramorn with a solid 9.
How do you mean? You mean strong of character or strong in
Because nobody's strong of character at the moment.
beef?
Yo,
None of
who's
us
the
have
beef case?
Beefcake?
Yeah, who's the beefcake of the group?
Does Ruxie actually have good strength?
It's more than likely me.
I gotta look at
I'm the
Ruxie's
monk.
D&D
Ruxie
sheet
beats
real
me by
quick.
one.
I was actually shocked to see
Wait,
how
I
high
beat you?
Ruxie's charisma
You beat me by one. But I'm
What's
more
your
dex.
strength again?
Mine's 14, but I don't need strength to wield guns. I need dex.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Monks, Trevor. Monks.
I
are
only
usually
need guns
more
to
dexterous.
cast fists to the face.
Yeah, monks use dexterity for all of their such. So you're not
So
actually.
why don't they use a little bit of strength though? I mean, you're hitting things.
Because monks were designed to replace most strength things with dexterity.
Mhm.
But
You know-
also, think about it like
Anytime- Yeah,
Oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
and I need high armor class
Well,
without
also-
armor.
Trevor, think about it like this. A monk is using a lot of technique. They're trained. It would make sense for a monk to be focused on things like dexterity, where, an untrained, like, barbarian or something, just straight brawler with no formal training, would be using brute strength for all their
Yeah, also-
attacks, not technique.
Yeah, monks tend to not just be like, I'm going to punch him in his stupid, ugly face, like most fighters would. Monks tend to hit certain areas. They're aware
like
of
that.
what hurts the most
Monks
and
know anatomy
pressure
and pressure.
points and, weak points. Like, a monk move would be kicking somebody in the nuts. A fighter move would be punching them in the face.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm an untrained monk. I'd randomly flail and hope my DM will give me.
That is way of the drunken fist.
That is Way of the Drunken Fist. So Ren's different because Ren is a monk because Ren is stronger and faster than most people because he spent so much time
Sure.
underwater. That,
Water
like,
pressure.
yeah, like, fighting underwater with any sort, like, if Ren went underwater, he'd just be a normal dude.
Yeah.
He's like Superman.
You
He'd just
say
be a
that
normal
he's,
dude.
you say he's stronger than most people, but it's like he's a 10 in strength.
Well, yeah, but he's stronger than most people.
Under
And I can run.
Yeah, like, he's faster, and by such is stronger.
Yeah.
Dex. Okay.
Faster. Stronger. Resilient.
Because underwater you don't necessarily need brute force because that's really not going to get you anywhere. You need finesse.
Oh, here's a good question.
Yeah.
Here's a good question.
Mm-mm.
So we haven't released, I'm sorry, is everyone here?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's all.
realize. I felt like we were missing somebody for some reason.
No,
No.
that's all.
We haven't said so obviously we know everybody's names, but we haven't, like, said what their name, class, and race are, like, in one group.
Yeah.
So I guess we would go with, like, obviously we have the White Raven, who is...
human rogue.
Yeah, do you want to say your subclass that you're going to shoot for?
Well, it's a homebrew one.
Yes, it is, but...
Human rogue, my subclass is gonna be masked vigilante.
Oh,
Wow, I never saw that one coming.
Oh,
So,
shit.
we have the
It
White
sounded
Raven.
like you forced that out.
Yeah, White Raven, Human Rogue, Masked Vigilante.
Yeah.
Then we have Wild River of the Roaming Shores. And I guess we should also state where you're from. So you're from Arachnia.
Yeah, that's where I currently reside.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, that is where you
Shit.
currently
Yes.
reside.
Yep.
We have Wild River of the
Where's
Roaming
my land?
Shore, who is a Tabaxi,
Ranger.
Tabaxi Ranger. Do you know what subclass you're gonna go for once we hit 3rd level?
No, actually.
You do not know. It might be a good thing to
I
look at.
should go and look into it,
You
but I'm from
should.
Terra Loza?
Terraloza.
Yes, Terra Loza. So from the nation of Terra Loza. Ah, that is the best question Undertale AU asks. Pee pee poo poo.
Yes.
Yeah, I think honestly that is the kind of question that really makes you think deep.
Yeah, it does.
Um,
It really does.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, like it really
Makes
calls
me
in the
think about
question
rock.
of like humanity
Mhm.
and morality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
that's
right?
deep. That's
All of
That's fucking
humanity.
I'm gonna get that
So-
written in like cursive and like put on a thing like live laugh love, but it's just gonna be pee pee poo poo, and it's gonna be like on the wall, and I'm gonna look
I
at it for
swear,
inspiration.
If you buy a live, laugh, love sign ever in our relationship,
I just said I'm
So
gonna
the-
buy a pee pee poo poo sign,
Yeah, I know.
and it's gonna be inspirational. But no, so all right, so you're from Terra Loza, you're a ranger, Tabaxi. Your name is Wild River of the Roaming Shores, of course.
Yeah.
We then have Akio Hirota, who is I already know this one, fighter gunslinger.
yeah.
Whoa.
That should
Uh,
be pretty obvious.
That should be pretty obvious. A fighter gunslinger from Osis.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody knows me. I name Akio, but
I
Like
gave
how man
I don't know you know.
from Osis.
Well, see, if you did know me, for some odd reason, it wouldn't be the reason why I'm telling you about it. Because why would
Uh-huh.
Batman
Yeah,
say
go.
his name?
Akio Hirota, gunslinger fighter from Osis. We then have Aramorn, who Aramorn's a
Yes.
weird one because you would think Aramorn is a wizard school of necromancy. But Aramorn is actually a warlock undying pact.
Yep.
Yep, from Kindling to be exact.
Yeah.
That's the name.
Yeah, from Axidith, which we all knew.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
obvious
Did
reasons.
I stutter? I said that perfectly.
Yeah,
Kindling.
kindling. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other way of saying that, you know.
Have you told
Fedoras.
us what-
His end
That's
game
how
is,
it's pronounced in Syndria.
Yeah, have you
The
told
end
him
game
about the
is
whole
burnt.
sketch?
Oh yeah, okay. So there is a sort of slur. I say slur. It's not like a racial slur, but it's a nationalist
It's
slur.
an undead
Kind of like commie
slur.
scum.
It's an undead slur.
Where well, it's not for the undead, but Syndrians call Axons skegs.
Yep.
Because they are skeleton eggs, is what they refer to them as. As when they die, they join the undead army, so they are just eggs for skeleton warriors.
Yep.
So they call them skegs.
Skegs.
Stuck.
There is a fort called Fort Skegness, because it is the fort that is attacked most often
Yep.
in Syndria.
They named it Skegs.
All right, so okay. Well, as soon as I finish introducing characters and explaining who they are, we'll go. Then we have Mr. Amazing, who plays Ren Jebazath, the Triton monk. Do you know what subclass you were thinking of Ren to go with? Drunken Fist,
4 elements.
4 elements. There's also like Open
4
Soul,
elements
Sun
because I
Soul,
wanna be
Open
an
Hand,
airbender.
Sun Soul.
I want to be the last. I'm gonna go with Way of the 4 Elements because I want to become the last avatar.
Okay, so you want to be the Avatar. So Way of 4 Elements,
Yes,
fun.
I'm gonna be the avatar.
Alrighty, and then we have Chicken, who is playing Ruxi, the Goblin.
Fist of
If I didn't mention,
unbroken
Ren is a Triton, if I didn't mention. Ruxi is a Goblin Paladin. I don't think Ruxi knows what god she worships. She just kind of worships shiny rocks, and she doesn't know what god gave her her powers.
Yep.
Also, I am shocked
No,
to hear
she
that
doesn't
we have
at
a
all.
Goblin Paladin, because that is like not what you would expect.
No,
And
it's
it would be,
not.
and it's hilarious.
Well, is it
Yep.
like I know it's a.
I
like,
mean,
not always
do you
good
know
for
what you
min-max,
what?
But
I mean,
is
you
Goblin
know,
actually
sorry.
good for Paladin?
Well,
What?
some people don't min-max.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's just I feel like there's a difference between min-maxing and like choosing a race that's
Oh, yeah.
decent.
No,
So-
no, there is no difference.
If you pick a race specifically because you think it'll make your class good, that's mid.
Yeah, that's if you pick a race because you say, "Oh, this will work well with my class," then you are picking that race simply because you want the buff, not because you're doing it for a roleplay reason or part of your backstory. You're doing it because you want to be better at combat or
And that's min-maxing.
at rolling, and that's min-maxing, and that's not very fun. Which is why a lot of the characters I play, like I have a Warforged who's a warlock, which makes no sense because Warforged don't get charisma buff,
Yeah.
but it's fun.
A
Like-
barbarian kobold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I always end playing magic users and like a race that's good.
Yeah,
for
that's why you
magic.
always pick elf.
Yeah.
Even though elf's not the best race for
I'm-
wizard.
Yeah, half elf
Gnome
is.
What I'm
Gnome
Half
is.
elf is a good one though.
Gnome
Well,
is
also, I just
Basically-
like
an
elves
intelligence
because
bonus.
One moment, Chicken. What are you trying to say?
basically what I'm doing is trying to test out certain races in certain classes, so I can see exactly what I like,
Yeah.
but
So-
creating them as a character.
Yeah. So Ruxi is a really fun character. I know that Ruxi is a fan favorite for sure.
Yep.
Because Ruxi
As
is
always.
serious at times, but a lot of the time is the comic relief. Ruxi, do you know what subclass of paladin you're gonna go into?
Oh,
What? Oh,
Not yet,
not yet. All right.
because
Well, then there you go.
yeah.
So Liam asks, I'm really new to D&D and I didn't watch the entire stream yesterday. I didn't really understand what happened. Could you explain for a newbie and do a sort of recap? Yeah, so D&D is a bunch of dice. You roll dice, you have skills, you have
my
abilities.
Dice.
Yeah, you have
Dice.
you have
I have
like an
dice.
D20.
This isn't even all my dice.
You got armor class, you got all this stuff, and so you're rolling these dice to see if you can hit, see if what you do actually works, all this stuff. In terms of the campaign before, we're currently playing in Eris, which is a homebrewed world that I created over a year and a half.
I've been working on it for a while.
We've been working on it for a bit. It's
Been a while.
the gods of Eris are the characters from our Dungeon of Souls
Wow.
series. But that hasn't come up, nor will it come up very often. Which is why I'm glad that the paladin isn't worshipping an actual god.
Yeah, it's actually
It's
really
so great.
great.
But basically what happened was they were all captured, thrown onto an airship. This airship was kidnappers. They didn't know who they were, where they were from. They seemed to be from multiple places. They very quickly went back to Osis, which was the first place. Heading out, landing in Cebu, which was a town in Osis. They then picked up a job, went to Thalmaperth from in Osis as well, which was a village. And they didn't really learn anything new. All they did learn was that Akio has a debt to pay. And this debt is payable by the delivery of the heir to a criminal family of Arachnia. So they didn't really learn much. They got to learn more about each other, but for that you would have to watch. But in terms of D&D itself and how D&D works, every time they went to make an attack, they just rolled a d20. They add their ability score modifier plus proficiency bonus for their level to get their 2-hit. When they roll 2-hit, you compare that against the armor class. If it's higher, they hit. If it's lower, they miss. And I rule that if it's the same, it is half damage. They have skills, classes, subclasses, backgrounds, levels, all these things that make them unique, which is how we have characters, and of course their species, or race, but that word's getting pulled out. Species and their, they've got stuff like that. So, for instance, the Tabaxi Ranger is from Terralosa, with the background being, from Terralosa, and I was my home, and we don't know why Wild River left home yet, but we do know that, due to all of these things that they pulled together, Wild River is a range specialist with spells that can be helpful for that, healing, nature, magic, a pull to stuff like that. And these stats kind of mildly influence how the character is played.
Yeah.
And start
That's
to
why
give
we
them
don't
an actual
talk about
personality.
the backstory yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
The more sessions we do, the more, obviously, characters, backstories, and things will get revealed. The more that they'll grow and come to learn about each other and trust each other. Due to the fact that there was 3 combats in that first session where they had to fight bandits, and then a scorpion. And the start of our next session will begin with a Darkling ambush, which is going to be cool. They have all kind of already been tested by fire and flame. And
we at least trust each other enough to know none of us are going to kill.
Exactly. They trust each other enough to travel together and to protect each other.
What does that look for, Jade?
Well, aside from the fact that there is that one member of the party though who has suggested trading someone in for their bounty, so probably shouldn't trust that.
That's why I said.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
we don't really trust
Aramorn, that is a
anymore.
good question. Was Aramorn serious about turning in a bounty for money?
Why does
It
everyone
would be
care
more or
about
less-
money so much? You can answer
It
that
takes
one
money
second.
to wage a war,
This
for
is true.
one, but
Oh yeah.
2, I think it would be a case of turn him in for the bounty and then proceed to break him out afterwards.
So chaotic good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
Chaotic
no,
good.
that
Tournament
works.
turn him in for the money and then break him out
I
afterwards.
can totally break
Oh my
people out
God.
of prison. I can totally do that, guys.
Well, you did.
I'm skilled. I
you
broke
did.
all
You
of you
just
out of
fucking.
prison.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. You were on the side of
I'm
a.
excited for people to know
flying
who Barbara
ship.
is.
Yeah, Barbara's fun.
Gauntlet.
People, yeah, I cannot wait for, because that's the thing, fan art's gonna be great. Again, as we said before,
Yeah.
we have 2 things going on in the live streams. I haven't mentioned it for all of you folk on YouTube, but if you go to, and I should have Mr. Amazing Community tab basically the same message for his merch, because we will do it for his merch on the channel as well. If you draw fan art, or you buy merchandise, there's a link in the description with a 10% off promo code. If you send us a picture of you wearing it,
And
or
have your parents'
or with it,
permission.
if it's a cup or something like that, or you send us the fan art. Obviously, if you're below like 15, get your parents' permission before doing so.
Oh, yeah.
But if you do that over on the Discord, of which there's a link to the Discord in the description too, if you send them over, we'll put them in a reel when we go on break, and it will be shown off during live streams, and we'll show one for the VODs, for the uploads. We'll try to show like one rotation of it.
Yeah.
So that like when we say, oh, we're gonna cut to break, it doesn't just cut and then come back. Like there will be like the reel, and then they'll be in the VODs as well.
Yep.
One rotation. So if you're interested in doing that, I recommend you do. We don't care about like quality or time. It's just the thought that counts.
Just have
So if you're a
fun.
complete noob with drawing and you have no idea what you're doing, and you make a bunch of stick figures and with all of them have happy faces and little hats that symbolize who they are, it'll still warm our hearts. We don't care.
Go for it.
We don't care.
I'll still love it no matter what.
It'll warm our hearts. But yeah, so I guess this is a question for...
What's a heart?
For Ren. Ren has probably been the character with the least amount of backstory given to the public. We really don't know much about Ren. We do know that he is a good cook, and that he's a people person. But Tritons are aquatic folk. How does Ren feel being on the surface? I guess is where my question would be.
It's an experience, but I'm happy to learn new things.
How did you like the desert as your first?
You went
being
from
on the surface?
yeah, sucked.
It's not
Dried your
that
gills
bad.
out. Dried your gills
It's
out
not-
some.
I hate it.
The desert ain't that bad compared to most places.
Oh, it's bad.
I guess this was a question for all of you. Were you all expecting, when you headed into Illoria, to have a sort of immediate kind of fey presence, and to be attacked by creatures that, as far as I'm aware, none of you even knew existed?
I wasn't expecting Faye.
I was expecting.
I wasn't.
My character has been to Illoria before, and I guess she knows that Fae are around, but I don't think she was expecting to be attacked right away. Because, like, we kind of just crossed the border, and we've only been walking for a few minutes in there, so we're not that deep in past the border, so I think she's surprised.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind when we go to roll initiative, that you were surprised.
No!
That was a joke.
I don't want to take the
River could
surprise
see them from
action.
far away and was never
River was
never
like,
surprised.
I know what that is.
Never surprised +5 to initiative when we're doing this. What?
Yeah. River was like, I know.
Yeah, alert is broken as a feat.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
As a skulker, for that matter.
Oh yeah, no,
I have
alert.
Skulker.
Alert is pretty broken.
Yeah, like alert, especially if you're playing an elf, so you have trance and you never actually are unconscious.
Here's a good one. Kalundin was explained to the party as being approximately 2,000 miles away. If you were traveling on foot, how long do you think it would take your characters to get there?
Couple months.
Math.
Too damn long.
Too long.
Let's think of it this way. Let's think of it in terms of miles per hour. The average person walks at about 1 to 2 miles per hour.
3.
Is it 3?
I don't know
Okay.
miles
three.
per hour,
It's
so I
three.
can't fucking choose.
Sorry, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know your system, so I'm gonna use miles
Yeah,
per hour.
that's why I'm saying I'm not.
A
I'm
mile
not
is 2,580
contributing.
Well, I'll give
feet.
you this. You can go 24 miles in a day.
Yes. At a normal pace, you can go 24 miles in 1 day. Let's do some math here. So,
And it's how many miles?
2,000, give or take.
2,000 divided by 24.
Give or take, potentially a couple hundred, potentially a couple of tens.
Approximately 83
2,000.
days.
Yeah.
So, a couple
dear.
months. Approximately.
Yeah.
83
This
days
is-
of travel
this
to walk
yes.
directly to
not,
London.
this is not counting if we stay in a town for a couple days.
No, ironically, this is exactly as
Or-
long as it would take Ren to walk to Exodus through the ocean.
Yes.
So, what is actually faster, trying to get the money to get teleport to our destination, or just walking there?
Money for a teleporter.
Probably money for a teleport spell.
Yes.
Oh.
We have to go to the capital of Leoria because
Yeah, Iloria.
Iloria, because the capital cities have teleportation nexuses. So that's where we gotta go.
Yep. So.
Yeah.
Which I will reiterate in character next time we play.
How just like determined? Because obviously we know that like Aramorn is determined to do some bad things to Axeneth in return for what
I
Axeneth
have a
has done.
question for Aramorn after you're done.
But the
asking.
question would be, how determined is the entire party of finding out who these people who kidnapped them are? Is it a simple situation of they've done us wrong, so we're going to return the favor? Or is it more of a, are you guys, do you feel like you should for the sake of good? What's going through your heads when you guys have undertaken this mission to traverse a continent
Yeah.
to find out potentially not much information?
I'll answer first.
Go ahead.
So, the White Raven, as mentioned in the first episode, has been investigating these kidnappings for a little bit. The White Raven, as a self-proclaimed hero and vigilante, is fairly determined to find the source, but is uncertain whether or not she'll actually be able to.
I see.
Ooh.
Which is part of the reason why she agreed to travel with the party. She knows
I guess
her limits.
I guess Akio's perspective is, what's in it for me in the end?
Yeah.
Like, how does this benefit me? I guess.
Okay.
I mean, on one point, it's like, yeah, you stop people from kidnapping people, but it's like, I'm risking my neck out. What do I get in return?
You've passed
I think there's one more.
Well, for Rooksy, it's more like, they stole something or someone she loved, and she's going to go retrieve it, whether they like it or not.
Alright, so personal revenge for Ruxy, sense of right from the White Raven. How will this help me from Akio? What about Aramorn? What is Aramorn's connection to these kidnappings? Why does he care?
I mean, doesn't really care all that much about like what happened. I mean, he's free, so.
Does he just not want to be left alone? He doesn't want to risk getting captured again?
I think it's more, there's nothing to gain, really, from trying to deal with it. Like,
So he sees
basically,
it as a pointless endeavor?
yeah, like, yes, it's the right thing to do, but there's not actually a real, like, usable reward for it. It doesn't get him closer to any of his actual goals.
Maybe it does, though.
Or
It
maybe
could. You don't
And that's
know.
another question, though, is they were heading towards Axenith.
Yeah.
Does that not trigger questions within Aramorn's mind? Why would they head that way?
I mean, it could be coincidence. Like, the direction they're heading isn't really enough. Because I assume there were other things, too, between, like, them and Axenith.
No, it's just the
Nope.
sea. The only other thing in that direction is the other country
Yeah.
on that continent.
Yes,
but that's-
Sindria, there would be no reason. And Koth is barbaric. They would never hire people to do this.
Yeah.
Plus, how would they get their hands on airships?
Sindria is more of the we are just and rightful. Why would they kidnap people? It's not. It's out of their territory. No, out of their
Yes.
personality, I guess.
Sindria as a country is what? Chaotic good?
Yes.
Where Axenith is lawful,
Lawful evil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
So, now, so
Ah.
does that not beg any questions into Aragorn's mind?
Maybe it's been nagging at him silently.
Maybe. At the same time, it's just like trying to get answers by going after the people who took him isn't necessarily going to get him closer to the goal. It's more of a, yeah, he finds out why they took him, but that's probably not going to actually help him with destroying Axenith.
True.
Now my question for you and Aramorn. Does Aramorn want to destroy Axenith as a whole, or does he just want to get rid of the undead rule and save the people that
Definitely
aren't under control?
I mean, there may or may not be plans to take over, but you know, if it involves torching half of the
Okay.
continent, then torching half the continent it will be.
Now, Ben, do you know that Axenith is basically a dictatorship, and the Lich in charge is basically forcing the dead to work for him, and that the
No,
people who
I was
are
given
alive,
zero detail. I was given zero details on
You didn't
Axenith.
tell him.
I
anything?
did. I
Okay.
did. He did not listen.
Yeah. So Axenith, the people, they are forced
The
to
worst.
stay there, and when they die,
Yeah,
they
okay,
are
I knew
forced
that
to
much.
serve.
I guess
Yeah,
So
the
I
they're
worst
knew
is
that
hard.
much about it.
Yeah, so you want to save your people and take over the country. Basically.
And if
Maybe,
you-
or maybe the end game is taking over the country and then using the army to take over other countries. All
Well,
you
you are
know is that
chaotic,
he wants
you're
to
good.
take over
Good.
Axenith.
You're a good aligned character.
That would be a really evil act.
That would be a very evil thing to do.
That's like a chaotic evil act.
And that's why alignment checks exist.
That's
Still,
a
I don't-
Minax act.
Yeah, that's a Minax
That's-
thing to do.
that's a
That's
very
I don't think that's
Thade.
Aramorn.
That's a very Thade thing to do.
Yeah.
If you think he's not going to take over other countries that he doesn't think are doing things properly, though,
Oh,
you're
so you
kind
want
of
to
wrong.
take over countries that mistreat their people?
Basically, you meet his standards or you get taken over.
All right, fair enough.
I guess
So-
that would classify as chaotic.
I'm
good.
gonna challenge that. What if the people are okay with the current ruler, but they're just not doing good as your country? Are you gonna take them over?
That definitely depends on the specific
Yeah,
situation. Although, if a country's ruled by a bunch of criminals like that one particular one, yeah, they probably need to be overthrown.
No,
Concerning-
Well, so sorry.
Arachnia has existed not very long, but they developed themselves as a country because they believed in their personal freedoms. And the way that you become the ruler is beating the previous ruler in a game of sorts. And so, well, yes, they are criminals. They're not.
I mean,
not
if
a
it's
crime
easy-
in the country. The country
If
is,
he can,
to them is.
and
not
if he can
criminals.
take over simply by playing a game, he probably will.
This is true. If he can attack.
He might not do anything with the power, but he'll definitely go for it.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
there's a delicate balance between power to do good and power because power is fun.
I guess
Yeah.
yeah, but you're gonna have to worry about other countries because they're gonna see it as a hostile act.
If
Yeah.
you can even get into that position.
Well,
Yeah.
if you win it through the legitimate method, beating someone in a game,
Well, yeah, but
The
if you
current
think
Chess.
ruler gets to choose the game, and it can be anything. It can be anything from like fight me, whoever dies or surrenders first is the loser, or let's play chess. And
Unfortunately,
if I win, then
I don't
stay.
believe warlocks get access to anything like suggestion that would let me manipulate the game.
And
You
doing so would be a breach of the game, as they
Yeah.
would have people who would be able to detect that sort of thing.
Using magic against nobility in basically any situation.
That's a good
is
way to get
high
yourself
crime.
executed instantly.
Yes, this is.
You try to
Yeah.
use magic against nobility. You try to use magic. Yeah, hell, you use magic to influence a civilian. You're landing yourself a couple months in jail.
Yep. If you use magic against a priest or a guard or a member of nobility, then
Yeah,
execution.
you're executed.
Any
You're gone.
common citizen is lifetime in jail.
That's the thing that you don't understand. Just because magic exists in the world does not mean that it is perfectly acceptable. Necromancy is viewed with a negative light in all places by accident.
Well, the thing is that if they make the country for freedoms, like, what are there actually laws in that particular country against using
Interacting?
magic?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
If you try to use magic to influence anyone, like obviously if you use it to influence a person, no, they don't really care.
Yeah.
But if you use it to influence anyone of any standing, yeah, that's a
So,
good way
like,
to get executed.
So let's take Akio for example. He was a professional gambler for a family. If someone were to use magic against him to make him slip up during a game, that is-
Yeah, they'd get arrested.
Now, see,
Yeah.
Arachnia is interesting because there are 9 major criminal families that basically govern different sections and make their own laws, but they all follow the law of the Spider King or Queen. And so, depending on what your crime is, it may not be a crime to one family, but it may be a heinous crime for another.
Yeah.
So you kind of just...
So it's a good way to get yourself executed or followed for life, and yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, illusion magics and enchantment magics are things that are very similar to necromancy and Eris.
Yeah.
If you're caught using enchantment magic to sway a noble to do something, you will be executed.
Yep.
If you're caught swaying a merchant to give you free shit using magic, you will be executed. Like, they do not take kindly to that almost anywhere.
It's-
Especially Facile. You go to Facile and you cast magic of any kind, that's a one-way ticket to the break.
Don't they make it so you can't use
Yeah,
magic
they give
in
you
Bastille?
anti-magic collars.
Yeah. Because that is highly illegal.
You can't just, I'm going to use magic and toy my way through. The world is not your playground.
Yeah, you're also not the only person who knows magic. So it's we as players are not special. We're not different from common people. That's something that you guys, not all of you have learned to understand yet. We are just people, just like the NPCs.
Yeah.
Just because we are PCs doesn't make us more special than the farmer down the road.
Okay, so
We
the
don't
solution
have
then.
the right to just kill somebody or just enact our will. We're just mortals. We're just people.
The solution to get around the rules on not using magic on people is to get power without using magic, so you're in charge.
Basically, yeah.
If you can beat him at the game of which he procures, then yes. But I will also tell you that it is a pretty known fact that the current Spider King has a tendency to always know what your weaknesses are and to turn the game into a game of your weakness. This is why he has not been dethroned.
How long
You
has
see-
he been in rule?
Since before the Cataclysm.
Right.
I feel like the ideal person would probably be the rogue if it turned into something like a card game. I mean, it probably won't be a card game, but if it was, sleight of hand is always useful.
So the thing is, what has been observed, and my character can tell you this, he also gets to choose when the game is played. So if you go and you challenge him to try to take the throne, he will set the date of the game far enough in the future where he can watch you, learn everything he can about you, find out your weakness, make a game specifically tailored for you to lose, and then win with ease.
So-
That's what he does.
So simple. You make the challenge, and then you spend like months on end doing nothing of interest.
You would hope that would work, but he has other ways to get that information.
He has the influence of all 9 of the criminal families who are spies, thieves, assassins.
Let's pick up a job at a
mafias.
bakery. Just bake bread every day.
That's not going to stop him from finding out about your past.
And your weakness.
And weaknesses and talking to people you've interacted with. Just because you currently aren't doing anything doesn't mean you haven't done nothing in the past.
It is not something that you can simply say, I am going to do this and then have it be done. With Eris and other things, it is
disguise magic.
It is
Nope.
I can
no magic.
Easily seen through. A
Easily
lot of noble courts have anti-magic, so if you're disguising yourself or lying, it will show up. And then you're arrested. Like
really even something as simple as
any courtroom that you go to in these countries have permanent zone of truth that has no save. You enter the courtroom and you have to tell the truth, otherwise they will know you're lying. Because everybody has
Well, it does
access to
have a
magic.
save, but the save is stupidly high.
Well, yes. Because we aren't the only people who have magic.
That is the thing. There are people much more powerful than any of you.
Oh, yeah.
And while to
Yep.
dream big and say, it would be a good idea to, there's also the question of, why would Aramorn actually want to do this? Aramorn, it's certain that he hates Axenith, and that he hates the current ruler. The question is why would he go and subjugate more people, and
Yeah.
then why would he just kind of take over and let everything be as it is, if he hates the current rule?
Yeah,
It
because
makes no sense. For
well,
him
there's
to
the
do
option
that.
of taking power first and then using the military capabilities
but
of that one
Axenith-
country to overthrow Axenith.
Yeah, but Aramorn knows that Axenith's people are miserable, but Arachnia is happy. Everybody in Arachnia loves the current king, and nobody's tried to challenge him in a while because they think he's a good ruler, and everybody is okay.
The occasional
with,
outsider challenges, but
Well, yeah,
challenges, but
outsider,
no
but-
no Arachnian resident has challenged him since the Cataclysm began.
Yeah, and where let's take Syndra. Syndra has been super prosperous since the Bardic King, and then
To put it very simply, this campaign is in no position for people to be looking at such a high scale. You are all people. The only reason you go by the Walking Gods is because you're all full of yourself.
Yeah. But we are by no means anywhere close. to
Obviously,
divine.
shoot for the moon. Well, moons.
Fine. Rather than
But-
just trying to take like the title of king for myself to get an army, I'm just going to ask the king nicely if he can help.
Yeah, now wanting to take over Axenith or just wanting to get somebody good in the throne of Axenith is perfectly in line for your character. But wanting to take over other countries doesn't really make sense.
No, especially for your
Well,
character.
Because most other
I'm
countries
taking over
are
other
happy,
countries in order to take over Axenith.
but that
considering-
doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
Because if you take over a country, why would they help you take over another
The Spider
one?
King would still need to listen to the 9 families. The 9 families are their force. If you took over and became the Spider King and then said, alright, we're declaring war on Axenith, they'd be like,
Especially-
stab and sleep, stab and sleep, stab and sleep.
Yeah, especially if the 9 families don't think you're worthy. Because if they don't think you're worthy or good for their people, then they're just gonna have you assassinated and put somebody else in charge. You can't just put yourself in
Die,
power and have
potato.
everybody listen to you.
Yeah, die, potato.
Because honestly, a thing that happens in real life history too is when a country gets taken over, the person who takes them over is targeted and tries to get killed, and the country doesn't want to listen to them because they don't want to be ruled by them. Especially if it was a forceful takeover of a happy country. People aren't just gonna listen to you because you have a title now. It's
It's
not
like
how it
going-
works.
It's like going to Sweden and knocking down the doors and be like, hey, you're my territory now.
Yeah, no.
Boof, 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 boof. Yeah, that's what they do. But yeah, if anybody has any questions that you would like to put forward, please feel free. To each
And there's the
other,
question.
chat, Anyway,
How flammable is accident?
Well, considering
it's
a lot
mostly
of
stone, not very.
yeah,
Hey,
it's,
DM,
there's not a lot of plant life.
If you don't have any more questions to ask about the campaign, you want to talk about past stories of past campaigns we've all run together.
Well, that's not what this podcast is for. That
Yeah,
would be
that's
more
not
of a
this
God
one.
dang it, I
Um,
wish it could have been.
Although we could talk about the plan for the worst D&D session of all time.
That is something I do want to do at some point, because that would be fun.
Like,
Well, we're not
because
gonna
the
talk
grand
about it.
plan of that, and I know this isn't quite for, this is for, like, Eris, but I feel like if this is our D&D audience, it makes sense to talk. The grand plan for it is we're all going to be playing, like, our worst characters ever. So I'm bringing back Fade for this one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
But-
and everybody's going to play a really distracting game and try
Like,
their
I am
best.
going to play something like Just Dance
I
with
do not want to
Skyward
play
Sword,
my
but,
really gay elf.
Please
No.
play a really gay elf.
like, literally,
He's a
take
really
your
gay
worst
elf who's a
character,
ranger.
Make them worse than they already are.
No,
then
I don't
slay
want to
while
get
playing
that
really
character
gay.
sheet
A
out
really
again.
That's
distracting
okay.
game.
But yeah, so to continue talking about this, where we are.
Yes.
There's a definite scale to Eris. As you guys know, you guys traveled
A lot.
for 5
Far
days.
wide.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
5 days of walking straight through.
I feel like the desert was considered
Ow.
difficult terrain.
It was not because you were on a road.
Oh, okay.
But it was 5 days of walking straight through this desert. You made it to one other town. In 8 hours, you guys traveled like, or in the yeah. So in those days, you traveled a good with
Don't
each
you travel
one
for like?
to bring up an example. The thing with
I'm gonna head out. I gotta do some stuff.
yeah, if you gotta do some stuff, go ahead. If I can find the map. There it is.
Why don't you just pin it?
Looking at it, if you can travel 24 miles in a day, that is approximately 1/4 of the smallest, little brick on the map scale.
Yep.
It is
God.
1/4 of it a day.
So
Oh
we
my
can
God.
go 100 miles in 4 days.
Which does put Calandon more at about
It's close,
1,200 from Osis.
but the area in Calandon.
But with all of the twisty, turny roads,
Yeah.
would end up becoming way worse.
There's no straight shot because there's also a bunch of mountain ranges in Aztel and is that Vicaro? The one right above Aztel.
Viscara?
Viscaro.
Yep.
I can't read it from here; it's too small.
That's okay. You guys have gone in 5 days at about 25 miles a day?
Not far.
Not far. 250 miles
Where
is
in
that?
Eloria were we told the air was? Was it like the northern end, or was it more like the
25,
middle?
5, no, that would be 125 miles. Where in Eloria? Yeah, it was closer to the northern end.
Oh boy, closer to what is that?
Jaxian.
Jackson. Lovely. Fun stuff. Fun
So,
stuff.
you guys got a lot of traveling to do regardless. It is actually a similar distance to get all the way to Jaxian. So you might need to find a way to get up there fast
Yeah.
to continue that quest line as well.
Where is the capital of Eloria? Have you decided that yet?
Yeah, I have.
Pinned message.
Okay, how about
It's
you...
still thundering.
Yeah, look
the
right
lightning.
Oh boy.
The
Quite far.
Ugh.
But yeah,
We
so...
might have to detour to Arachnia to get a teleport. That might be faster.
You guys have a lot of traveling to do. So, obviously, in the first campaign, we learned a little bit about every character. We learned, the White Raven tripped, and during that trip had a higher pitched voice than what she was talking in, so there's a bit of, questionable there. We learned from Wild River that there was something about Terralosa. I don't want to go to Terralosa, I think is what was said.
No, she was mentioning we're not that far from my home in Terralosa.
Yeah, but I think you did say I don't want to go there. At some point, if I recall.
No.
No, I did
I
not.
think it would have. I think it might have been when we were when he was saying the
Doesn't wanna go
directions, and you
there.
were like, "We don't want to go that way."
Yeah, that
Yeah.
might have been it.
And then
It
there
might be.
was
I don't remember.
I
Screw
don't
that.
recall her directly saying, I don't want to go to Terralosa.
no, I think it was we don't want to go that way.
Yeah.
Towards south. We've learned Aramorn wants to burn Axonith for various reasons.
Yes.
Again, we don't know much about Ren.
No, we know he's a cook.
We know that
Well,
Ruxy
yeah,
is
at
looking for
least.
Barbara.
We don't know who Barbara is.
But we don't know who Barbara
or what
is.
We know
Barbara
Not
is.
yet.
Rose has a bounty on its head.
Yeah.
Accio, Elixir has a bounty on his head.
Oh wait,
Dude,
oh, wait,
Elixir
Elixir isn't
is?
here. Okay, guys.
No,
so,
it's
we're gonna
Accio.
connect- Accio, sorry, I did.
That's
the
what I
same thing
said,
you said
because
you
yeah,
almost said
they're
last
both
one.
A's. Yeah.
Lucario.
So Accio. is his name.
Yes,
Yep.
Accio Hirota.
Okay,
Or you can just
so
call him Hero.
guys, now that Exodus isn't here, we're all gonna just, cash in his bounty, aren't we?
Bounty's been set to 0 until the heir is rescued.
Yeah, we're not gonna ask you the rare, and we're gonna keep him in cell.
No,
Wait till his veil comes out.
No. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to
Okay.
rescue the heir, bring him home, tell him that Accio didn't help us at all, and then Aramorn's gonna handcuff Accio, and we're gonna shove him at the heir's feet and be like, "Here, give us the
Why
Oh.
did you do
Yeah,
that?
let's do it. That
No,
sounds
it's the
good.
joke.
No, because if you think about it,
Okay, fine.
we've
we'll
demonstrated
be
that
Yes.
we
We'll be
are
friendly,
capable of
fine,
breaking people out
we'll-
of prison.
We'll
could
rescue
get a
there
lot
with
of money
Accio,
this
don't
way.
worry.
See, while I
And
can
then
break
we
somebody
turn
out of
him
prison,
in.
I do
No!
incur the wrath of the Hawken family, because that's a bad idea.
Yes, if you were to get the bounty and then he was to mysteriously break out of prison,
Yeah.
oh, you would all have that bounty
Oh, yeah,
placed on
DM,
you.
I got a question. I got a question.
Exactly.
Can you tell us what the Hawk family is?
The Hawken family. The Hawken family is one of the 9 royal, in quotes, criminal family of Arachnia.
What do they specialize in? I would.
That's it.
They specialize in, well, money, income, and gambling.
So, out of curiosity, how hard would it be to make someone just a random criminal look like Accio, so you could trade them
What
in
if
for the
Accio was a part of the
bounty?
Hawken family?
He's not part of the Hawken family. He was hired by them as a professional gambler to do
That's
gambling.
what he told us.
Well, you
That's
do know his
what
last name is Hirota.
you think.
His last name's Hirota, and if you join the family, you change your last name to the name of the family.
It's not
Or what if
another
he
case
he's
of...
lying to us?
No, Trevor, it's not another Nemo where it's somebody who's actually hiding the fact they're from an important family.
You were a part of an important family?
Nemo was a noble. Did you miss
He-
that?
I think he did.
Nemo wa-
Oh my god, that's right.
Nemo was actually the entire
Nemo
campaign,
was
despite we
Lord
continued
Belrose.
calling him Nemo. His name was actually, what was the first name again?
I think it was Calestis
Yeah,
Belrose.
Calestis
He
Belrose.
was the man he claimed to be the butler of.
Yeah, Nemo was Calestis Belrose. He wasn't the butler of him. He was Mr. Belrose. That's why I kept
And also-
referring to him as Sir Belrose.
Also,
Yeah.
descendant of Starim, which inherently means, not only is he a noble, he's quite a noble.
Yeah. One hell of a noble, you could say.
Yes.
Oh.
How do you think he had an original
get it.
Moonblade? Did you really buy the, yeah, my master just had a few extras kicking around
No,
excuse?
nobody bought that. Everyone was just like, what?
Especially Kurami. But anyway,
So,
I want to know how many rocks does Ruxy currently have with her?
1.
With just one?
That sandstone.
Oh, okay.
Not for
I
now-
didn't
not
know if
for
you had a
long.
small collection with you when you got.
Well, she was abducted away from her carriage, so yeah, she only has 1.
So your
And
cart
usually
of rocks
merchants would
is-
have carriages.
Yeah, so your cart of rocks is just somewhere.
Yeah, and of course nothing was ever stolen from it because
Yeah.
who would want a cart of rock? Something really fun.
Turns out she really likes smooth round rocks, but the smooth round rocks are all just super expensive geodes.
Do you also
Like
consume?
that
Yeah,
round
basically.
smooth sandstone she found, geode. Every mundane round rock she finds is just a really expensive geode.
Now the question is, if it's
And she doesn't even
round
know it is.
and it's a stone, does she consume it?
No.
No.
She doesn't eat rocks, she just
No,
likes them.
She collects them and looks
Wink.
at them. Yeah.
Here's the thing I was thinking of for her. I was thinking of her being rock sexual.
No.
Oh no! No!
Rock-
Please!
no.
That's,
Okay.
no, that's taking it too
Oh,
far.
God,
That
no.
is too far.
I knew you guys are gonna say that. I'm kidding. I
No,
actually won't do
here's-
that.
here's
You would
my
be allowed
opinion.
to do that in the campaign where we're all playing video games while playing D&D, but not this one.
Here's my headcanon. Here's what I want to happen
For
eventually.
God's sake.
We're gonna be adventuring. It's gonna be like 50 sessions in. We're all gonna be really great friends. Then we're gonna get to a town, and Rooksie's gonna meet for the first time ever an Earth Ganassi and fall completely madly in love with him. Boom. Rockman.
Wouldn't that
You
be
never know, actually.
69
The
sessions?
thing from Fantastic Four.
Oh, there goes chicken.
No, chicken!
Jade,
Hmm.
What?
I'm gonna hurt you.
I missed what Jade said. Was it?
What did that be? 69 sessions.
Oh my god. Jade!
Real
You know how I am.
Pinnacle of comedy!
Well, you did hear my hideous laughter thing, so yeah.
I make pancake
Oh.
man.
That's so funny.
This is the most professional talk show ever.
Yeah, we strive for
With your
professionalism.
professionalism, Gavin, we're gonna make Vampiric Studios look like a
We
joke.
are a joke.
We are a joke.
We are. That's the whole point.
I'm a joke.
10% off from our merch store, link in the description. We should come together and get more merch made.
We should. If only
I
was
really
actually
can't
good at
buy it, even
drawing.
if I wanted to. Even
No.
though I kind of do, but also don't.
should.
Because
You
it's
should.
Vampiric merch.
You should buy...
You should buy the Vampiric Studios mask.
Oh, you should buy the Stay Amazing mask.
Oh yeah, you should.
Just
You know what you should do?
amazing
There
mask?
is a Stay Amazing mask.
There's also an existence as time.
Now,
No.
you know what you should do?
I want
Is
a
go to the
chicken
merch
If
store
I got
and
the
use
mask and I just wore it
Enter
everywhere I
Eris.
went.
That would be so cool. You
Are
should.
you Mr. Amazing VA?
Everybody should get.
Maybe.
Everybody should get a. Everybody should get the Vampiric Studios one because our logo works so well on a face mask because it's teeth.
Yeah. We need to.
But
get...
I want a mask that literally has a beat.
One thing I was thinking of was
I've-
I have to ask Cyanworks, and I will do so now. To add one thing.
BTS? Behind the scenes work? But everybody's tired?
Behind the scenes work where everyone's tired.
Oh boy.
I am actually really, really tired.
We have a special live stream episode where like Gavin and Jade are both editing something and Mr. Amazing is working on something and it's like 4 in the morning and like we're all just
No, I'm tired because I haven't eaten anything. I have no energy.
I'm tired because I had a
Why?
nightmare after being freaking scared by a bat last night.
Oh.
And,
I felt well,
yeah!
actually-
And then I woke up in the middle of the night for no apparent reason.
Actually, if we did that kind of stream, I would be streaming over fucking 20 hours.
yeah.
That's when
Oh,
that's
no. I got a
24-hour
better
live stream? 24-hour D&D live
idea.
stream?
No.
I
better
could
idea.
not do that.
Super late night. Everybody's been awake for like 23 hours. We play Cards Against Humanity. while
I
everyone.
don't
we
think
did
we
Oh,
that.
I'd
I
love
don't
to play
think we
Cards
did.
Against
No,
Humanity.
how about we do the bad D&D thing as a 24-hour session?
We need to go through. We
Dude,
need
we'll
somebody
get
to
bored of
go
that
through
so fast.
and make a Vampiric Studios like Pretend You're a Z card pack that includes like a bunch of stuff like Demi-Humans, the D&D
We also,
campaigns.
well, we need one that is
.com.
compatible with one of the sites that allows blank cards.
Well,
'cause the
Pretend You're
original
Zizzy
one
has a
doesn't.
link to allow them now.
The site we used to play on
As I just said,
Doesn't
Pretend You're
allow white
Zizzy,
ones.
the site we used to play on,
Does allow.
does allow it on a, there's a link to a site that allows
Oh, they have an external site that allows them
Yes.
now? Okay.
Mhm.
Because I knew they had removed them after, like, someone threatened a shooting with it, and they had to deal with the FBI, and they were just like, yeah, never again.
Yep. What? I'm decapitated.
The game's no... Actually, there's also some sites that allow pictures in Cards Against Humanity on the blank cards.
That's scary.
That's a bad idea.
No, that's a good idea.
No.
No, that's just asking for.
That's
a
just
bunch
asking
of
for
horrible, illegal
horrible
things.
things. Alrighty, so I think the Talking Gods portion of this stream, I think is pretty much
Oh, you said you had hard
done
questions
up.
for us.
I asked a couple hard questions. I don't want to ask any questions that would spoiler anything. I'm only asking questions to expand on the things that have already been said, and to get a glimpse into the inner minds of the characters.
The DM kills off the party in the next session.
Who do you think? Here's a question from
Over.
Jade. Who is going to be the first character death?
That depends on what happens. I mean, I'm definitely the least durable character.
Are you?
I have low health and like a 12 armor class, so yeah.
What's your constitution?
Also, this is Eris. If you die, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
I am
that's good to
so
know.
happy that this is actually a thing. That if someone dies,
Oh, we don't
They're
have a
because
dead.
here's what's going to happen. We're going to anger down to the point he says, rocks fall, everyone dies. And Rooks is just cheering about rocks falling while we all get crushed to death.
Actually, there's something special, that, well, you might know at some point, but,
Yeah, no, so, that is the question, though. Who do you think will be the first character death? Like, pick one person. Who do you think is there? Do you think they're going to be the first to die?
I mean,
See, I don't think it's
Accio
gonna be
seems like-
Aragorn, because he stays back all the time.
This is true.
Accio has the most people who want him dead.
See, the thing is, though, they don't want him dead, because you can't get money if the person who owes you money is dead.
That's
So
true.
they want him alive.
if it's for people that are always in close combat, it might be Ren.
It
But
might,
maybe
it might
not.
Be Ren.
Ren.
Hopefully
Ooh,
not. It
Ren
might
dying would be
If-
very sad.
It might be. I think it might be either Ren, Rooksy,
You
or
don't know a
myself.
single thing about me, so.
And
you don't care.
Rooksy would definitely be
it
the
would be
worst
very
case because-
sad if Rooksy died.
Well,
I
for one,
know.
Rooksy's like the only character with a good, like, entertaining personality so far. But also, that means our only healer would actually be the Necromancer. So,
Well, no, because Rangers learn healing magic too.
Yep, and I already got some.
Could you imagine? Just like into the first round of combat, the healer, the necromancer, and the ranger goes down, and everyone's just like,
Oh,
Well,
shit.
we're
Wait,
done.
We're
real quick,
gone.
who's the healer again? I didn't even remember we had a healer.
Rooksy.
I'm the
Say-
closest thing
She's
to
a
a
paladin.
dedicated healer.
Rooksy?
No,
Rooksy's
you're
a
not.
paladin.
Rooksy's the dedicated healer as a paladin who has a healing pool.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
especially
they
if
were a
Rooksy goes
fighter.
oath of devotion to dem rocks.
I thought they were just a freaking fighter the way they act.
No.
I don't know. I didn't know you
Um,
worship
no.
a god.
They don't. They worship rocks.
Well, if you
So how do they
If
get their
you-
paladin powers?
if you
Because-
saw how she acts, if you heard some of the things that I've said, that since so and so got hurt, she's going to attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't the whole thing with paladins is that you get your paladin powers from the deity you worship?
Yes,
But
she
not
worships
necessarily,
rocks.
because
Yes.
there's the Oath of the Crown Paladin,
Well-
which gets their power from their devotion to their kingdom.
Yes, you actually get your powers from your devotion to whatever it is. She is so devoted to rocks that she gets magical powers because she believes that the rocks are giving her magical powers.
It's just like how high-level illusion magic
Okay.
can be real if
Yep.
you believe it.
I've decided on what I want to make as a character. I want to make a paladin who's just beyond dedicated to themselves.
No, that is a thing.
That is
That is
an
a
option.
thing.
I love myself
You can be
so
a
much, I
self-centered
got my own powers.
paladin.
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
He's
I'm
played a
absolutely
paladin that
Oh,
worships
making
oh,
himself,
no.
and he wound up
self-centered
becoming a
paladin.
god because of it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely doing self-centered paladin, and nothing's going to deter me.
No, it's perfect.
Actually, what I also want to do is play a Tabaxi Necromancer that's just named Fluffy the Terrible.
That would be funny.
That would be really.
That would be funny.
Yeah, it would be very funny.
Also, I'm a little surprised, Chicken, that you're not playing an Aarakocra.
I like variety.
You're not playing an Aarakocra.
Yeah.
Yes, bird. Yes.
Yeah, I thought you had mentioned at one point wanting to try playing one. I might be misremembering.
Yeah, I do want to play one, but not as a paladin.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
mention a while ago about an Aarakocra druid, I think, but
Yes.
yeah. Like, my favorite race is Tiefling, but I don't play Tiefling all the time. I only played Tiefling once in all of the
Well,
books.
the thing is, like, yes, my tendency to play elves is a bit min-maxy. I also just genuinely like elves.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the classes you pick for elves don't actually fit elves good. Because elves don't. Like, an elf wizard is really not good because elves don't get an intelligent boost.
Actually, the one time I played a wizard, it was a half-elf, not a true elf.
Yeah, but, like, still, that's not that great because you could only increase your intelligence by 1. If you wanted to
Mhm.
min-max a wizard, you would play a gnome. Because they get the best intelligence bonus. Or
Really?
a Gith.
I was not aware gnomes were good for wizards.
Gnomes have natural magic and tinkering.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like elves just seem like they'd be logically good at magic. Even I think it's probably because
Elves
they
make
live so
good-
long.
Elves make good sorcerers because they get charisma bonus.
They also would make
same
really
for
good
Azamar.
rangers.
Well, actually,
Yes.
like the fact that I'm playing a fallen Asmar instead of a human is a little bit rooted in min-maxing.
Well,
Not entirely. I just don't like.
Well,
playing
also,
Disney as a human.
Axanith is run by Azamar kings.
yeah.
The
actually-
Liches were Azamar before they became
Because
Liches.
my choices were basically between human or fallen Asmar, and I figured fallen Asmar one. Human just isn't that fun a race. Like, if I'm playing a fantasy game, I want to play a fantasy like species, but also charisma bonus, really nice on Azamar.
That is true.
Yes. But see, Fallen Azamar as a warlock isn't that great because Fallen Azamar get a strength bonus, but you're not.
I thought fallen
Boonish.
Asmar also got charisma.
They do, but they
Yeah,
get strength
but-
as well.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
if the best
Like,
class
this-
to be a Fallen Azamar is a paladin, ironically, because you get strength and charisma.
Well, the nice thing about the strength bonus, though, is it means I don't have that abysmal strength piece. Actually, what happened was we artificially lowered my strength stat because of the fact that the third time we rolled
The third
stat, it
time
was
you rolled,
too
he got way
good.
too high, and he was like, lower something for me. I was like, alright.
Just because I figured it made more sense to just artificially lower something than keep rolling until we got something that was actually balanced but also
Yeah,
usable.
that works. Yeah.
So
Because
if we're all
the
good
first
for
time
that...
first time it was all 10s. Second time there were 2 8s, which just
Heal, push, and pan.
wouldn't have worked well.
So, I think we're all good for this. We've been doing it for about an hour on the talk
Alright.
show.
Yeah.
So thank everybody for coming to this. We're going to probably continue talking, but this will be the end of our stream. Thank you all for coming to Talking Gods. We'll be playing tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Time on twitch.tv/JadeJD3413.
Yeah.
Yup.
All right. I finally remembered it. And again, if you look down in the description, you will find the merch store, a link for it, as well as a code for 10% off your purchase, as well as our Discord if you want to be updated about when we're going live. For instance, if you don't use Central Time, American Central Time, and you want to be alerted when we go live for you,
without having to do
without
that.
having to convert, go to our Discord, and we will have we will have an update posted in the news channel.
Like me.
Also, if you want to find what you're looking for easier, or see a much easier method of looking, because Teespring is weird, and you can make variations of the same item. So you can make like, oh, there's phone cases, stuff like this. For some reason, Teespring doesn't organize based off of design. They organize based off of item. So if you're like scrolling through all items, you'll go through like 30 things with the same design on them. If you want to be able to find based off design, we do have a store link page on our Discord, which makes it a lot easier to find the design you're looking for.
Yes.
So thank you everybody so much for coming. Remember,
As for Demi-Humans merch, Kage's best house.
oh yeah, Lazarus is the best house, buddy. All right.
No.
Don't mind the fact that I am playing. My character is a member of House Verlaine, but whenever I take the test, I'm a Lazarus.
Verlaine's best house.
Yeah, Ever's actually Verlaine. After the test, I'm a
Which
Lazarus.
is surprising because I'm also Slytherin.
Yeah.
And Harry Potter.
And Harry Potter, yeah. So thank you everybody so much for coming. This has been wonderful. We will see you all tomorrow at 2 p.m. Or I might stream myself playing a game later on the channel. I don't know. I'll see. I'll see how I feel.
Yeah.
So thank you all. We'll see you all later. And ta-ra.